Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. This is a massively impromptu live stream this evening. I've ended up with a place to myself for a bit. Just got back from a very important meeting, which I'll go over with you in a minute. And just thought I'd come on for a quick chat and share a couple of things with you and see how you're all doing. So we've got 9 people in right now. Let's wait and see who else drops in. As soon as you're in, pop up and say hello. And of course, give that like button a hit. It'd be good to see you. As I said, this is very impromptu, so might take a minute or two for people to arrive and see what's going on. Let's check the old dog and bone and see what's happening there. Oh, good. Who we got? Handy Andy's in the chat. Good to see you. Hope you're well, Handy Andy. I've got the live stream running on Facebook, X, and also on here in 2 different orientations, portrait and landscape. So you can get it on your phone and you can also get it in a normal sense as well, whichever way you want to go. So that's all good. We've got 19 in the chat. Is anyone else going to turn up, or are you going to keep out of my living room this evening? That's where I am. I've got a couple of things to go through with you, a video to show you of what I've been up to this evening, and also another little bit of news which you may or may not know already, which we'll have to go through. I'm just going to pull up that other little bit of news while we are waiting, but we will see. Silver Lining, hello, hope you're well and everything is good where you are. Having 2 streams splits the chat up. Well, it's kind of amalgamated at my end, Gary. I'm seeing both chats in one place, so I don't know whether that means with you or at my end, but what I can do is maybe turn it off next time. It's just really a new bit of kit, I suppose, that StreamYard's given me, so I just want to play with it and see what it does, really. Good Silver Lining, glad you are okay. Well, the first bit of news, as you know, I went to Chester at the beginning of November to cover the election petition trial to do with Graham Moore at the Chester Crown Court. And of course, I gave you coverage of that. You followed it. And, you know, you wanted to see what was going on because the actual mainstream media just didn't cover it one little iota. It really was something to behold. Now, what's happened today, we've got a little bit of news come in, and unfortunately, it isn't good news. Just to show you, this is Graham and I outside the court. That was on the last day of the petition, and we immediately went down the pub. Straight after that, I, of course, didn't drink alcohol, as I haven't for well over a year, but there we are. Well, unfortunately, Graham got the judgment through today, and he was unsuccessful in the petition. In plain language, he lost. So, you know, that's where we are with that. Just to show you, if anyone is interested, this is a copy of the judgment. It's 30 pages in length. I have personally read all 30 pages. I've read the entire judgment, so I know exactly what's going on and also the dire amount of costs they're trying to shaft him with, which is unbelievable. I've had a quick back and forward with Graham this evening saying, you know, what do you want to do about this? Do you want me to come out and say anything, or do you want to you know, do it in a different way? And he said we can do a live, so that's what we're going to do. He's live on his channel at the moment over on Rumble, the full English, but I'm going to do something with him hopefully tomorrow or maybe the day after, see how he's getting on. But whatever happens with everything, what we have to make sure is that we get as many eyes on this as possible. The English Constitutional and Common Law Seminar, which is happening in Epping this weekend, the 23rd, 11:30 till 3. And that's down in Epping. I will be there. I'll be coming up from my area in the morning or that morning to go and support Graham. Hopefully do a bit of live streaming there and see what that's all about. You know, we carry on as normal. We carry on with the business, and you know, we have to see where it takes us. Now, the next piece of news, I've got a bit of a problem at the moment, wherein effectively, I suppose you could say I'm trying to save my job. What our local council are doing, Thanet District Council, are proposing the introduction of a taxi policy to govern what we say, what we do with regard to being cab drivers and with regard to being drivers of licensed vehicles. And one of the things that they're talking about doing is introducing an age limit onto the vehicles. And I tonight wrote a speech. You're only allowed 3 minutes to talk at these places. And I thought, you know, I'm just going to go down there and tell them what I want to tell them, and then they can either take it or leave it. Now, what I think I've done is forced a moratorium on vehicle ages. They've actually said, you know, hang on, there's something we got to consider here. It's not quite as cut and dry as maybe we were thinking about. Mr. Gifford might have a point. And what I want to do now is play you, if it works right, the video that I did. Yeah, only 3 minutes, Silver Lining. I thought it was 5, but it was actually 3. I think they try and rush you through. But have a listen to this.
Mr. Gifford to address the panel.
Thank you, Chair, members, fellow operators. My name is Andrew Gifford. I've been a licensed private hire driver in Thanet for almost 15 years. I drive an 11-year-old Ford Tourneo minibus, fully compliant, regularly MOT'd and depended on by families and tourists. I support cleaner air, but this proposed 7-year age limit with only a 2-year transition imposed in weeks will destroy livelihoods, mine included, and risks being unlawful. English common law protects my right to earn a living in a lawful trade. The courts are clear. No one can arbitrarily prevent me from doing so. Nunn versus Southern Railway, 1891. You can regulate, but only proportionately, and where the public benefit clearly outweighs the harm. 3 questions. Is forcing hundreds of us to scrap roadworthy vehicles overnight at £20,000 plus each proportionate, especially when Thanet has some of the lowest fares in the country? This isn't gradual improvement, it's economic eviction. 2, where is the published impact assessment showing how many drivers will quit, how many businesses will close, and how taxi shortages will push people back into private cars, actually increasing emissions? 3, why ignore natural wastage, the fair, lawful, proven alternative? Let new vehicles meet Euro 6 and let existing safe, compliant vehicles continue until normal replacement or retirement. Councils like Hyndburn and North Kesteven have done exactly that, successfully and legally. The DFT's own statutory standards demand policies that are evidence-based, proportionate and developed in proper consultation with the trade. You've consulted, but have you listened? A sudden 7-year cliff edge is unreasonable and risks breaching common law, the human rights and your own guidance. A 5-year phased transition with grandfathering for existing compliant vehicles is reasonable, lawful and still delivers your environmental aims without breaking livelihoods. I built my business from nothing. I serve this community every day. Please, pause this rollout. Publish the full impact assessment, adopt natural wastage and a proper extended transition. If you don't, this won't just be bad policy, it will be an unlawful interference with our ancient right to work. Thank you.
There you go. That was me this evening speaking at the local council. I'll have to give them dues, the local council. They had about 12 things to discuss on their agenda, and we were number 10. So they moved us down to like number 1 so we could sort everything out, you know, say what we had to say. There was me and another fella speaking there, but I actually gave them pause for thought, because one of them actually said, you know, this Mr. Gifford, Andy the Gabby Cabby, might have a point here. There's might be more to this that we need to have a look at. So I was quite pleased with the outcome of that. Steph, hello. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind comment there. Spoke very well. Yes, I do try. As you know, I've got plenty of practice, haven't I? But what they've actually done now, they've spoken about a moratorium on the vehicle ages. You know, they'll let the policy through on the basis that that part of it is looked at. So we'll see what happens. I've also got something else up my sleeve as well, which I may or may not have to do, but we'll see what happens there. Now, the next thing, I did a couple of videos earlier, one on juries to do with Keir Starmer, talking about him getting rid of juries again, and another video showing you a new toy. And the one thing that was evident with both of these things, the sound was crap and it was all wobbly. And what I want to show you is what that toy was in this bag. So this is it. To give you an idea, I can't find the bloody thing. Oh, God. Crash bang wallet. No, I can't find it. But basically, this is a replacement selfie stick. And what you do, you open that up like that, and it beeps at you, and it's a gimbal. And what you do, there's another bit to it. I'll find this in here. Get a helicopter. Sound wave, I might have to. Yeah, what's this bloody thing here? Got hold of something. Yeah, you got this. And the idea is you put this on your phone, like so. Then that magnetizes on there like something. That's it. And then it's a gimbal, basically. And I haven't quite got the gist of it yet. But you can use it to record stuff. And I will get the gist of it at some point. There you go. It's moved itself now. And then I've got like record buttons and everything else on there. So, yeah, I'll get the hang of it. Just like Blue Peter, Glenn discovered it. Yeah, a bit of sticky back plastic, I think. But, yeah, that was the test. And I think what happened earlier, I got... let's just turn this damn thing off. I think the sound was a bit tinny because where I was in my car as well, it went a bit loopy. And you can extend it as well. See, you've got an offensive weapon there on the end of a thing, selfie stick, and it should do everything all right. Hello, Paz, my mate. Hope you're well. Good to see you. This is just literally just a chat, really, and a bit of a catch up. Hello, Paul Murray. Good to see you as well. Yeah, so an advanced selfie stick kind of thing, gimbal. The idea is when I'm walking down the street or whatever, doing my walkies, it will keep my boat race in the picture. So all good. And there's another couple of little toys with it. So, yeah, speaking of Paz, that's where I got my last selfie stick from. He was kind enough to donate me his selfie stick when we were in London. He had one he was using, and he had a spare in his pocket. So I ended up with a spare. Very kind of him, wasn't it? So there we go. So that all goes in that little bag like that. And then, bosh, that goes in there like that. And I'll do probably another test with it at some point and try and get the sound rocking and rolling. It uses another bit of software as well, which isn't that great. But that's the box, in case anybody does any filming or whatever. Osmo Mobile 6. And it was about 80 quid, something like that, online. I think they got a 5, a 6, and a 7, something like that. But one of my mates has got the 6, and I said, I'll have some of that. And then that pairs up with these Rode microphones. These are cool because you've got that's your little kit in there, 2 microphones and a receiver. That's pretty good for being out and about, seeing what's going on. So there we go. Yeah, sometimes you have to update the firmware. I think it did actually ask me if I wanted to do a firmware update. That's very true. Labour councillor resigns over same landlord licence blunder made by Reeves Michael Situ, who runs housing at Southwark Council. Blame letting agents for failings. Deja vu, but Reeves didn't resign. Well, she's one of the protected few, isn't she? Yes, Reg D. Daddy Dragon's case has been dismissed. No justice. I spoke very briefly about that at the beginning of this live stream. Yes, Graham didn't win his case. There is a 30-page judgment online, which you can read, but basically they've thrown it out, the long and short of it. That's the very, very truncated few-word answer, but obviously it's more complicated than that. If you go online and type in Graham Moore v. Sarah Poacham result, it will give you the full SP there. I'm going to be doing a live with Graham, hopefully tomorrow, possibly the day after, where we will go and talk about everything and what's going on. I mean, one thing as well, which is very relevant, the case was heard in front of 2 judges. And you have to ask the question, don't you? What if it was a jury? Would the result have been different? Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, it is gutting. It is gutting. Yeah, hang on. I'll dump the link in the chat for you that's just asked. And now there's something to report. You know, BBC to give Graham a kicking. They've decided to go on there and do that. There's the link to it. It's on the judiciary website, but you can Google it. Dave, yes, there is 2 lives running. There's one horizontal and one vertical. I'm just having a play because it says you can do both at once, and I thought I'd see what was going on there. Yeah, Majestic. It's the actual judgment's 30 pages in length, so it is a bit of a lot to digest, that's for sure. But when I'm done here, I'm going to go out, have a listen to what Graham's got to say and go from there. I mean, the annoying thing about the whole issue is they said, you know, you've bought this because you believed that something was wrong. You bought this in the public interest, blah, 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 blah. And they've still screwed him over cost-wise. It's unbelievable. But we'll have to see what's going on. I'm not making too much in the way of comment on it, just in case Graham's got other stuff up his sleeve. But it just shows you why, and it's very important you understand that people do not bring election petitions because of the cost. Because of the cost. It makes it very prohibitive. It's all well and good them saying, oh, you can do blah, 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 blah. I mean, what I did this evening, I've got another trick up my sleeve where I've written something else, which I'm going to keep under my hat for now. But what I say in that could potentially be costly. You know, there's no access to justice or the process or the rule of law. There isn't. Can he appeal? That's a very good question. I do not know. But, you know, the problem is as well, it's effectively financial terrorism, because even though this case was dismissed, there were 2 appeals before it, both of which Graham won. So, and when I say appeal, it was them appealing, trying to get this case in Chester thrown out. So I have to ask myself the question, if you were so sure you were going to win, why the appeals? And there's a few other questions as well. But the point I was getting at with the appeals, even though Graham won, they still tried to hammer him for costs. It was just financial disparity all the way through. It was awful, really awful. Anyway, I'm going to have a quick look at a couple of the comments, and then I'm going to call it a night, I think. They wanted to give the impression he was going to win, then boom, all that evidence. How can they dismiss the case? Absolutely. I'm with you there. Andy, have you heard that the BNP has restarted? I follow the daily agenda, and he was saying that the previous leaders have to go, but it's only short, but they're nationalists. Okay. The problem with the BNP for me is in the name. Well, I'm afraid I'm England first. I'm not Britain first. I'm the British Isles first, but I'm not Britain first. It's England every time. Majestic, they've done the exact same with me. 100% won my case, but they got away with it by reserving judgment, giving it via email, which is against common law, full stop. Yeah, I mean, the other thing to consider is if they gave judgment on that day, you might have lost. That's another thing to consider. Good night, boss. Have a good one. Who else? Stay safe, everybody. You too, Steph. Thank you for stopping by. President Trump has choice words for a reporter who was interrupting another journalist trying to ask a question. Quite piggy. Always says it as it is. Absolutely. I should watch it. I'm English first too. Totally. What, you know, if you can make it on Sunday to Epping, please do. I'm going to make sure it's live streamed. And, you know, you'll learn all about the Constitution, your rights and everything else. But people need to wake up to the fact we do have rights. We do have a Constitution. As you heard in the speech I gave at the council earlier on, I used the Constitution. You know, the particular president that was set, that's common law. It's a president that dictates that. So let's see where else we are. See what other comments. I'm in Michigan, saying that Americans are ignorant and that the last hope for America is Islam and Sharia law. Real leader President Trump certainly isn't ignorant of deportation. Absolutely. You know, going back to the taxi thing, I had a conversation with a couple of people outside, one of which I've known for years, and the other one is one of the other local business owners. And they're looking at things from a slightly different tack to me. So we'll have to see what happens. But overall, there's a lot of problems. There really is a lot of problems. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to come on for 20, 25 minutes, say hello to everybody, run through a quick couple of items. Yeah, so Graham, we're going to do a live. I'll have a chat with him either tonight or tomorrow, get that sorted out, and we'll find out the full SP. With the taxi side of things, thank you for your comments. I appreciate what you said, and hopefully things will go our way. Keep you posted. That bloody dingle-dangle selfie stick thing, I'll continue playing with that and get that working properly. And I'll be back tomorrow with more stuff. So thank you very much. Continue supporting the channel. Subscribe, hit the like button, share me bits and bobs. I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.